new generation, not just of leaders, but of citizens who are now willing to own their city, to own their capital, that Nairobi is yours. And that's why we're calling the app My Nairobi. When you see Nairobi as somebody else's work, we will never clean the city, because as soon as we've swept a place and collected garbage, then you will litter and you will throw the garbage there when you feel like you don't own it. We must address the culture. We must address what the city means to its residents. Payment, as the CEO has said, should really be a consequence of good service. We're here to serve. We have told our teams, and I'm glad that that outlook is now permeating, even to the inspectorate officers, to the directors, to everybody who works here, that the Nairobian is your customer, that the citizen of Nairobi is not a nuisance to be dealt with, but a customer to be understood, appreciated, and served. And that has found expression in the performance contracts that we've signed today earlier with our teams. We need to be able to take advantage of the ecosystem that exists in the city. We are one of the most technologically, I don't want to say advanced, but our people have some of the highest levels of technology adaptability in the world, and discussing with different players, like Nairobi is one of the places where if you introduce a new product, if you introduce a new solution that has technology, it's one of the fastest in terms of adaptability globally. And you know why that happened? Because one of the first interventions in technology was one that needed a lot of trust. It was M-Pesa. Now, once you trust somebody with your money, then you'll also trust them with an app to do many other things. And many other jurisdictions. I remember recently we met a team from, was it Bolt or Glovo, one of them. They said, in many countries, people have a lot of mistrust. But in Kenya, it is very easy for people to take that up. So how do we take advantage of that adaptability of our people to serve them better? City Hall should not be the City Hall where people would still have to come and line up. We want to serve people from home, from the comfort of their offices, from different parts of the world. They should be able to access the services that we're offering them, and they should be able to own those services. Of course, we're moving on to decentralize to our boroughs, so that the issues of Nairobi East are sorted in Nairobi East. The residents of there find expression in the decision-making, in the prioritization of projects, and in the service delivery to them. And the people of Nairobi West also do not have to interfere with what is happening in the South. And that is what we're moving on towards. We've made a lot of progress towards that. When we got in, we met quite some challenges with the systems that had been put in place, and which we are strengthening. The revenue system, as you've seen, and I've seen being reported, has had certain challenges, but we've been able to digitize, and to have all the process workflows. We've documented the customer journey, and I think with this partnership, we'll be able to strengthen the challenges that we've had, where either the system is hanging, in certain respects, you have a lot of latency, you have infiltration. I'm sure this, in a very quick turnaround, faster than what you've done with the Hustler Fund, we should be able to change that, so that our customers can have an easy and enjoyable experience with the county. From Mutuini to Ruai to Langata to each part of the city, we need to be able to have that. Really, Peter, if we make Nairobi work, Kenya works. I know all the other counties will try and now look for you, but take up Nairobi. Nairobi is a global hub. If Nairobi works, if the citizens feel served, if our customers feel appreciated, then that will be the new way of looking at public service and leveraging from the advantages, the obvious advantages that I've listed. Some of the things we're doing is in provision of water. Technology is a solution that we're looking at. We're soon going to have our meters, all smart meters. We'll start with a number of smart meters. That needs network coverage. That needs communication systems. It will help us deal with our non-revenue water in the city. We'll be able to have the data you're talking about. We'll be able to tell where there has been infiltration, because if we look at the flow and the quantity and the pressure that is inordinately high coming from one part of the city or one specific point in the middle of the night, those night flows, it should be able to tell us what is happening. So there are many, many, many areas in which we will really need technology to help us deliver to the people of Nairobi. In our hospitals, yesterday we've launched the first ICU in Nairobi and the second renal unit. And if you look at the people who are there, all they want is services. They want to find medicine, they want to find a doctor, they want to find a nurse, they want to be treated, they want to get better. You know, what is our work? What is our commitment? What is, the oath that we took for them is to make it simple. The other complications are for us to deal with. And so we need proper health management information system in all our hospitals. We need to be able to embed that. We need to be able to have data that if this individual was at Mutuini and was seen and maybe didn't feel that they're getting better and goes to another hospital, their records will be available for them to be treated there, because we've lost many lives because of the lack of technology. Today is particularly exciting because our teams, it's even very hard right now to distinguish who is Safaricom and who is county. I think the integration has been really good. We want to set up a hacker space here. We want more of the people who look like the teams you have. In the Senate, I championed the startup bill. And the startup bill was really to not just incentivize investments into our startup ecosystem, which is one of the best in the world. This is the Silicon Savannah. But also to create a virtual special economic zone of Nairobi. And within Nairobi, whether somebody is innovating in his bedroom or at an innovation hub or in their campus dormitory, they should be able to get the obvious advantages of being an innovator in the startup scene. My chief officer, Victor, is keen on that, on digital economy. Straight from the time we did the bill and until now, the national government has actually taken up that legislation that we had proposed last time, because while other counties can have aggregation centers for potatoes and for maize and for whatever it is, the product of Nairobi is innovation. Innovation is our export. Our biggest export and our biggest product really is innovation and entrepreneurship. So asante sana, we really look forward to this partnership. As we've said, we're strengthening our systems here. We know we're going to hit and even surpass the revenue targets. Nairobi has the potential of going upwards of 50 billion shillings. We have been able to fully digitize our valuation role, at least up until 2019. We are the first county to have an up-to-date valuation role for values of properties. We have a street naming and physical addressing system that is also GIS-based. And so in days and weeks to come, the people of Nairobi must be able to see the benefits of this partnership with Safaricom. Safaricom, keep doing what you do. Keep setting, trailblazing, not just in Kenya, but in the region. You can also count on us as your key supporters, as a government. We need you. I'm not sure how much you need us, but we need you more. But if Nairobi doesn't work, Safaricom will not work. The bulk of your customers are in Safaricom, are in Nairobi. I was discussing with the president and said, actually, the bulk of the uptake of Hustler Fund is Nairobi. This is Hustler capital. And so this is a symbiotic relationship between Safaricom and Nairobi County. As I conclude, a lot of the highlights of this system is engagement, direct engagement of the public. We are keen on it. We're the first government with an entire sector, a ministry of public participation, customer service, citizen engagement. In fact, initially, we wanted to call it citizen happiness, but we thought we are not yet there. And so we called it citizen engagement. And so wherever you are in Nairobi, when you see an issue, wherever you are, when you want to report something, Sema na Sakaja will be available, and we'll have teams available to be able to note that down to give a response where we can. And I think that is quite novel. We're happy that we'll have it within the Safaricom mega app because of the traffic you get over there. But it's more than just about payments. It's about the experience. It's about the Nairobi Festival. It's about our arts. It's about our culture. It's about really what it means to be in Nairobi. So asanteni sana. Thank you so much, Peter, and for the entire team. And Karibuni City Hall. We are changing City Hall from what it was known to what it must be as the global hub and continental capital that Nairobi really is. Asante sana. I think I will invite you to come up so that we can take this from from there and sign on this agreement. Karibu, tumpigie makofi ya Kenya.
Okay, as the governor and the CEO of Safaricom take their seats, I would like also to ask the Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, Stephen Kiptunes,